very warm welcome to APSC bro. Today we are going to do a video on important topics of polity for upcoming combined competitive examination 2022 prelims. Now before starting this video, I'd like to request you kindly go through our last video on polity in which we have discussed the preparation strategy, like how you can prepare for polity for the upcoming CCE examination. Once you go through that video, it will give you an idea how to start your preparation, and also it will give you an idea why this knowledge of the important topics of polity is important. Okay, if you have not gone through that video, kindly go through that video. Now, to just show you the importance of polity in various question papers, you see every year the weightage of polity is from 12 to 15 or up to 18 questions. In 2014, there were as many as 18 questions that were asked from polity. In 2015 and 11, 17 and 17 questions. In the last year paper, 2020, the lowest yet 10 questions were asked. Even in this year paper, you can expect a good weightage of polity in the GS paper. And that is why importance of polity, preparation of polity is very important. Now, there were 105 questions asked in the last 7 years. Okay, but see, the interesting thing is that this 105 questions were not asked from 105 topics. It were asked from only 34 topics. This shows you that the certain topics are more important than the other topics, and from these topics questions are repeatedly being asked. Okay, so I have noted down for your help these 34 topics which were asked in the earlier prelims examinations, 7-year examinations. This 34 topics you have to mandatorily follow. You have to do it mandatorily. Okay, these topics are first thing, the articles. All the important articles I have listed in a video. Will be sharing the link of the video in the description box. Go through that, or if you don't like to follow that video, you can follow any other source and get the list of important articles and read them. No, it is not necessary to by heart all the articles, but certain articles is there which are very important. Next important topic is the schedules. We'll be doing a video on schedules also. All the 12 schedules of the constitution are very important, like which schedule deals with what topic. Okay, out of that, maybe the 5th schedule, the 6th schedule, the 10th schedule, these are more important as repeatedly questions are being asked. Okay, there are usually questions from the constitutional amendment. Now 42nd, 44th, 73rd, these constitutional amendments are very important and always repeatedly being asked. Also, if there is any constitutional amendment recently being done related to current affairs, that is also very important. We'll be also doing a video on constitutional amendments. Next important is the Panchayati Raj. We have shown in the earlier video that every year there is a question on Panchayati Raj, and Panchayati Raj is something which the topic is not very vast. You can actually prepare Panchayati Raj. When you prepare for Panchayati Raj, also make a good note of the Panchayati Raj system of our state, that is Assam, because you are preparing for APSC. The questions from fundamental rights, again, as you can see in the earlier videos, it is repeated every year. The articles 14 to 32 is very important. You have to by heart all of them. Okay. Other important, like the amendments of the fundamental rights, its supremacy over DPSP, the judgment related to fundamental rights, these are very important. We'll be doing this in detail. Next, the president, the article related to president, the mode of election, the impeachment of the president, the powers of the president, pardoning powers, these are all important. Next important topic is the RTI Act, which was asked in previous year paper. RTI is Right to Information. Which year it was passed, which year RTI Act was passed, what is the RTI Act, these are very important. Who appoints the district judge? There was a question. Yes. Northeastern Region Reorganization Act is important. Which year? When were the various states of Northeast formed? Very important. Features of the constitution, I have told previously. What are the features? Like, it's a written constitution, it's the longest constitution, it deals with the parliamentary form of government, it's a federal government with unitary bias. These are the various features of the constitution. You have to list it down, just have a read on it, understand it. if they question on feature of the constitution, it is usually easy question which you can attempt if you prepare. Next, council of ministers article which is related to it, the function of the council of ministers is important. Next, lok adalat, there was a question on lok adalat. There was a question, repeated questions on Supreme Court, High Court. These are very important. Next, there was a question on state list, union list, concurrent list. Which thing comes under state list, which comes under union list, which come under concurrent list. Yes, which schedule deals with them. These are important. Next, vice president. The article related to vice president, his election, who appoints the vice president, what is his role in Rajya Sabha, how he can be removed. These are all important. Next important, directive principles of state policy. Which articles deals with the directive principles of state policy, whether it is above fundamental rights, yes, the conflict between fundamental rights and DPSP. From which constitution was this principle DPSP borrowed from? Next, what are the constitutional amendments related to DPSP? Which are the directive principles which are recently added? These are all important. Central and state legislature are equally important. Features of the constitution we have already discussed. Next, sources of the constitution, very important. From which constitution various features of our constitution has been borrowed? Like there might be a question, from which constitution the parliamentary system has been borrowed, from which constitution the fundamental duties has been borrowed, the rights from which constitution has been borrowed. These are all important. Next, the emergency provisions, article 352, 56, 60. Yes, which deals with national, which deals with state emergency, which deals with financial emergency. Yes, when can we proclaim national emergency, for how long does it stay? So these are all important. Next, the Mandal Commission, it is obviously related to OBC reservation. This is important. Joint session of the parliament, the article, yes, who presides over it, what are the things which comes under joint session, when does the joint session held? So these are important. Next, reorganization, this is important. Next, powers of the Rajya Sabha, special powers of the Rajya Sabha is very important. Preamble, you have to read the preamble, try to memorize the important features of the preamble, like what are the features that are included in the preamble. So read it repeatedly, the preamble. Money bill, the article which is related to money bill, what is a money bill, who can amend money bill, does the Rajya Sabha has any power over money bill? So these are all important. Next, Constituent Assembly, when was the Constituent Assembly established, what are various committees, who presided over that, who is the chairman of Constituent Assembly? These are all important. What is the function of the Constituent Assembly? Okay, important constitutional amendment I have already discussed. These are very important. Habeas corpus, that is the writs, mandamus, certiorari, quo warranto. These are all important. Committee related to fundamental rights, that is the Swaran Singh Committee. The Planning Commission, though it has been disbanded, yet it is important. Next, citizenship, which are articles related to citizenship, what are the kinds of citizenship, how can you acquire, various ways of acquiring citizenship of India, which are the rights which are available to only the citizens of India. These are all important. Now, these were the topics that we have discussed till now are asked in CCE prelims, and you have to mandatorily go through all of them. Make note of all the topics that I have discussed till now. These are asked previously and has high probability that it will be asked. We have also analyzed various other question papers asked by APSC. We have also seen through UPSC papers, and we have noted down other important topics which are important for this year paper, that is CCE 2022. Okay, we have also tried to include certain political topics which are related to the current affairs. Okay, the first thing is the quorum, like what constitutes the quorum, 1/10, right? That is important. Usually questions are repeated. The Dhar Commission, JVP Committee, Fazal Ali Commission, why are they, how are they related? They are all related to the reorganization of states on the basis of languages, linguistic division of states. Yes. What are the ways of acquiring citizenship as per Citizenship Act 1955 by birth, by registration, etc.? Go through that. Next, the fundamental duties. Yes, the article which deals with that, how many fundamental duties, from which constitution it has been borrowed, what is the committee related to fundamental duties, can the fundamental duties be brought to court? Yes, these are all important. Next, the federal and the unitary features of the constitution. They might give you a provision of the constitution and they'll ask you whether it is a federal feature or unitary feature. Like Panchayati Raj, it's a federal feature, right? Yes. So they can ask you a question like that. Pardoning power of the president, very important. Yes. What kind of pardoning power the president has? What are the different, like reprieve, respite? Yes. There are different ways. Go through them. Next, sessions of the parliament, like summoning, adjournment, prorogation. What is dissolution? These are important. Next, starred and unstarred question. What is a starred question? What is an unstarred question? Which among them requires a written oral reply? From which there can be a subsequent question. So read the basic features of the starred and unstarred question. Motions of the parliament. Like what is a calling attention motion? What is a adjournment motion? What is a no confidence motion? Whether a no confidence motion can be brought about in the Rajya Sabha. These are important. Next, what is a 0 hour? What is the question hour? Yes. Other important topics like what is the public account of India? Yes. From where is the money spent from public account of India? The tax we paid, whether it goes to public account of India. So these are all important. Next, the special powers of Rajya Sabha. We have discussed this in the earlier slides also. Important committees of the parliament: public account committee, estimate committee. How many members are there in estimate committee? Which is the largest committee? Who heads the public account committee? What is the function of public account committee? There are certain other committees also. Go through them. Next, qualification of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. What is the qualification required for being the judge of Supreme Court? How many years of service you need to follow? Yes. What is the qualification of High Court judge? These are important. What is the original jurisdiction of Supreme Court? There is a conflict between two states. Yes, or a state with the center. So what is that original jurisdiction? Just have a read on that. Next, the power of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in case of money bill is very important topic. Whether the Rajya Sabha has any power on a money bill. Where can a money bill be introduced? Whether it can be introduced in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha or only on the Lok Sabha. So these are important. Next, appointment and removal of governor. Who can appoint a governor? Who is eligible for being a governor? How can he be removed from the position? What are the number of seats reserved in Assam in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? For Assam in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. How many seats of the State Assembly of Assam is reserved for SC/ST? Even that is important. What is Balwan Rai Mehta Committee? What is Ashok Mehta Committee? These are both are related to Panchayati Raj system. Okay, 3 tier, 2 tier, 4 tier, those things. Just have a read. Next, the Election Commission. Okay, when you're reading it, you have to know what is the composition. Who is the current Chief Election Commissioner? Next, the Finance Commission. While reading it, you have to know what is the function, what is the composition, what is the last Finance Commission constituted. Next, National Commission for SC and ST and OBC. So while you do that, try to understand what is the article related to that, which are the concerned constitutional amendment which deals with the constitution of these commissions. Okay, the year when it was established. Next is related to CAG. Yes, Controller and Auditor General. Who appoints him? What is the function of the CAG? Who is the current Controller and Auditor General? Okay. Next, the Attorney General. Same question. What is the function of Attorney General? Who appoints him? Who is the current Attorney General? Which article deals with the Attorney General? Next, Central Information Commission. The function, the current Chief Central Information Commissioner. Yes. Who appoints them? These are important. Next, the reach. I have already discussed It's in Article 32 for Supreme Court and Article 226 for High Court. There are four kinds of writs basically: habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, and quo warranto. Now, what is habeas corpus? What is mandamus? What is certiorari is very important. In UPSC, usually you get a message the following type of question also from writs. Next, difference between fundamental right and fundamental duty. Which of them can be brought to court? Yes. Who they might give you a um, clause and ask you whether it comes under fundamental duty or fundamental right. So there can be questions like that. Next, important judgments of the Supreme Court, like Kesavananda Bharti case. Yes, Kesavananda Bharti case is related to basic structure of the constitution. Golaknath case, Minerva Mill case, Maneka Gandhi case, Sankari Prasad case. There are many other judgments like that. We will make a video on this. Yes, because this is very important. Even if you are preparing for UPSC, this is a very important topic. The important judgments. If there is any important judgment in the recent time that is related to current affairs, even that is important. Next important topic is the anti-defection law, which comes under 10th schedule. There can be simple question like which schedule deals with anti-defection law. Otherwise, anyway, the definition of anti-defection law and the provisions are important. Next question is the basic structure doctrine. This is very important from both prelims and mains point of view actually. And usually in UPSC they usually ask a question on the basic structure doctrine. This comes under the purview of the constitutional amendment, like which portion of the government constitution can be amended by the parliament. Now the features which are related to basic structure cannot be amended. So these are the various important topics from which the probability of the questions being asked in this year prelims is very high. So I would like to request you to go through all these topics and make note of them, read them, make out the important MCQs that can be asked out of them. We'll be trying to cover most of the important topics in our subsequent videos so that it can help you in your preparation. Okay, please keep following our channel, like and subscribe the channel, share it with your friends who are preparing so that we can get confidence and your encouragement to make more important videos and useful videos for your preparation. Thank you so much.